Have you ever wondered why there's a verse in the Bible read by millions for thousands of years that's rarely spoken about in churches and almost never explained in sermons? A verse so disturbing that those who read it either fall silent, change the subject, or simply say, "This is too difficult to understand." Why? What does this verse actually say that makes people so uncomfortable? And most importantly, if its true meaning were fully understood, could it change how we see faith itself? Watch closely from beginning to end, because the final explanation might just unsettle you. When people think of the Bible, they usually think of love, mercy, and forgiveness. Phrases like "love your enemy," "do not be afraid," and "turn the other cheek" come to mind. But not every verse in the Bible is filled with light. Some verses sound contradictory, create fear and confusion, and shake our fundamental understanding of God. These are often called the dark verses. And today, we're looking at what many believe is the darkest of them all. This verse appears in the Gospel of Matthew, at the most critical moment of Jesus' life while he is hanging on the cross. The crowd is watching. His disciples are waiting. Everyone expects salvation, a miracle, a final victory. And then Jesus cries out, my God, why have you forsaken me?" Let's pause for a moment. Who is saying these words? According to Christian belief, Jesus is the Son of God. To many, he is God himself. So the question becomes unavoidable. How can God be abandoned by God? For centuries, theologians have been divided by this single verse. Some say it was only Jesus' human side speaking. Others argue that he was intentionally quoting scripture to fulfill a prophecy. Yet none of these explanations fully remove the discomfort, because a deeper problem remains. If Jesus knew everything, why would he ask why he was forsaken? If he was one with God, why would he feel abandoned? And the longer these questions go unanswered, the darker the verse becomes. Now, pay close attention. This is something very few people notice. The words Jesus spoke on the cross are the opening line of Psalm 22 from the Old Testament. This psalm begins with deep suffering and despair, describing a man who feels completely abandoned. But it ends with hope, victory, and deliverance. Many believe Jesus was signaling to those who knew the scriptures. This prophecy is being fulfilled right now. But even then, another question remains. Why quote only the darkest line of a psalm that ultimately ends in hope? This brings us to the most unsettling possibility. Some scholars suggest that in that moment, Jesus truly felt abandoned, that he was fully human, afraid, suffering, and genuinely searching for an answer from God. If this is true, it means Jesus didn't have all the answers. He prayed to God, he waited for a response, and he experienced the raw feeling of being alone. This challenges the traditional image of an all-knowing, untouchable God. This verse doesn't let us remain comfortable. It conflicts with the idea of blind faith. It forces us to ask difficult questions and pushes us to choose between belief without thought and faith with understanding. Perhaps that's why it's often absent from children's lessons and rarely spoken during celebrations. Yet it sits at the very center of the gospel story. But maybe this verse isn't dark at all. Maybe it's simply too honest. Because it tells us that doubt is not the enemy of faith. Fear is not a sin. And asking questions doesn't destroy belief, it deepens it. Perhaps the darkest verse in the Bible is also the most human one. If this message made you think, question, or feel unsettled, then you are exactly where you should be for more hidden truths, forgotten verses, and conversations no one dares to have. Don't forget to subscribe, because in the next video, we will uncover an even deeper mystery. Remember, sometimes the truth isn't found in the light, but in the shadows. Thanks for watching.